project analysis and evaluation. Some really important simple formulas that you've probably had in econ class and other accounting classes on variable cost and total cost, average cost, things like that. Also, we'll look into some new methods of calculating break-even quantity. You've probably done the accounting break-even in other classes where you have zero NPAT, zero taxes, zero EBIT. We're going to look at a few other break-even identities or equations, cash break-even, financial break-even that you've probably never heard of, and the general break-even quantity or formula, fixed cost plus OCF over contribution margin. We'll go over those a little bit later. Also address degree of operating leverage, the degree to which we're dependent on fixed cost. So our learning objectives in this session are 6. We're going to look at how do we properly evaluate NPV. When do we know when we really have an NPV project? Scenario analysis, another what-if type analysis, break-even analysis. When do we break even on a financial basis, a cash basis, and an accounting basis? Different ways of calculating OCF. We have the traditional way, OCF equals EBIT plus D minus T. We'll look at some other ways of calculating that. Operating leverage, as I said before, and other considerations in capital budgeting. All the great discoveries are made by mistake, and when you see a marketing person starting to change the numbers, be careful, and that's the point of this Dilbert cartoon. If you hear someone saying, let's fiddle with the numbers, let's massage the numbers, you're probably stepping into some trouble, so be careful. If you have one of your colleagues starting to say that, they're trying to create a positive NPV project where there isn't one, perhaps. So when do you get a positive NPV for discounted cash flow? Well, A, when it actually is a positive NPV, or B, when it appears to have positive NPV because of our inaccurate estimates. And what we try to do is we try to estimate what we think the cash flow will be in a particular year on average, but it's not going to be exactly right. If you remember the product I pointed out in an earlier session, Cottonelle Fresh Roll Wipes, the projected first-year sales were $150 million R&D cost, $100 million advertising cost, $35 million starter kit, $8.99, 30 patents on this Cottonelle Fresh Roll Wipe. And it turns out that I think I have one of the few copies of that product in captivity. They just never sold. It was thought that wet toilet paper would be a booming market, and it just never happened. So there is a possibility that errors in our projections can lead to incorrect decisions, and it really happened in spades with this Cottonelle Fresh Roll Wipe. This is called forecasting risk or estimation risk. So be very careful when you put your estimates together, because garbage in, the old adage applies, garbage in equals garbage out. Your cash flows are a key input to the decision and your DCF analysis, and you got to get it as close as possible. And again, if one of your colleagues is suggesting we change the numbers or fiddle with the numbers, be very, very careful doing that. To guard against forecasting risk, what kind of questions can you ask yourself? Is our product really better than the competition? Can we really manufacture this product at a lower cost? Or what is our strategic advantage? Who is the competition? And keep in mind this most important last bullet, that NPVs positive are rare in a competitive environment. So whenever someone shows you a positive NPV, be very, very wary of that, and if it's a very competitive market.